Hi YouTube. Today I have a deck profile for you. It's a Supreme King Bystial. It's a little different take from the Supreme King Magician. If you saw that build on the last video, I think that build is great still, but this is my take on a little different form of Supreme King and Pendulum itself. The deck is really cool. Here it's a 41 card deck that I've been playing, and I've taken it to 2 locals so far, and I've gotten top 4 at both locals. It's playing great. It's exceeding my expectations. I'm going to continue playing it, and I might even play it towards the next format. Really big fan of Pendulum and big fan of these new Supreme King cards. So just to get started, I'll show you the deck profile. So the Supreme King cards, we have 3 of the Gate Magician, 3 Dark Worm, 3 Light Worm, and 1 Gate Zero. So 10 in total. If you don't know what these cards do, Supreme King Gate Magician is the reason why these Pendulum cards are being played again. Dark Worm, when it's normal or special, that searches a Supreme King Gate. It can be Magician or Gate Zero. Dark Worm can also be specialed from the grave if sent there, so it's a free special summon to go into Beyond the Pendulum and start comboing. Light Worm I play at 3, it's the high scale of the deck, and it's a tuner as well, and a level 4. I'll go more into depth as to why I play the 3, and you'll see with the deck profile as well. Supreme King Gate Magician is explained in the last video. It just does everything. It pops itself in the scale to place the Gate Zero, which you only need to play 1 of. If you have Gate Zero, you can special itself by sending XYZ Dragon, Synchro Dragon, Fusion Dragon, or Pendulum Dragon. And it's a free special. Level 7 does everything, and it's the low scale as well. So that's it for the Supreme King Gate cards. Next, for the additional pendulums, I have the 3 Odd Eyes Revolution, the 1 Odd Eyes Arc Pendulum, and the Chaos Emperor. It's really fun to play Chaos Emperor in this deck. It's searchable off of Beyond the Pendulum, which is awesome. It's a low scale, scale 1. It adds back your banished dragons, which is the Bystials, of course, or even your Odd Eyes Revolution dragon, because you'll be comboing the Bystials going turn 1 for your combos, which I'll show in a bit. Next is the Bystial package, 3 Lubellion. I chose 2 Juriswarm, 1 Magnamut, 1 Saronir, and 1 Baldrake, the full Bystial package. Sometimes if you can extend, you can end on the Baldrake. Magnamut searches Saronir, you can send your Lubellion. They all kind of work in conjunction. I don't really need to explain the Bystials too much, but I wanted to have 8 in this deck, so I can make sure I at least see 1 to help fulfill this combo and this build that I have here. Next is the non-engine. There's 9 slots, just like Supreme King Magician, and I want to keep it 9. I have 3 Ash, 3 Valor, 3 Imperm. It's pretty generic. I've considered Droll, I've maybe considered Nibiru, but they're very match specific. So the more generic, the better for me personally. So if you are building something like this, just know that you have around 9 flex spots, whether you want it to be more engine or non-engine. But now let's go on to the spells. So now the 3 Dragon Shrine and the 1 Foolish. It's to ensure you get Lubellion engraved, to get Dark Worm engraved for the free special, and you can even do some really cheeky plays if you open both. Dragon Shrine also sends a normal dragon, and if you do that, you can send an additional. So a lot of times I can send the Arc Pendulum so I don't draw it, and then you send like your Dark Worm, special Dark Worm, and I'll show why in the combo, like why that would matter. Additional spells, we have 2 Wings of Light. For consistency, searching. I said I play a 41 card deck. You can cut this down to 1. You can play 40. I like it to search, and then maybe if I even need an additional 1 to grab from Supreme King Gate Magician, it's just nice to have. 1 Branded Regained, 1 Chaos Space. Chaos Space and Dark Worm is pretty crazy. Chaos Space, send Dark Worm, and you add yourself a Lubellion Dark Worm specials, so the Chaos Space works really well with that card. And then lastly, of the spells is the 41th card and 41st card, and that's Soul of the Supreme Celestial King. So the trap card is insane. It specials your Zark, and you get your Zark's effect as long as you special it correctly. But now let's go into the extra deck. So the extra deck, I play 6 links. There's the Heraldic Seals, the SP, Beyond the Pendulum, Exceed the Pendulum, Apollousa, and Underworld Goddess. So SP, I don't need to explain. We all know it's probably one of the best cards in Yu-Gi-Oh! Right now. Beyond, Exceed, and Apollousa is part of your combo. Beyond searches, Exceed extends. I believe Beyond and Exceed is kind of your new Electromite. You have to play those 2 together, and you're going to get that same Electromite feel. Underworld Goddess is to out certain cards, and makes a good negate as well. Heraldic Seal, though, is I found it to be more for going second. Sorry, not going second, for games 2 and 3. And for games 2 and 3, it's kind of to stop Nibiru. You can make, a lot of times, let me get these, you make, like, you have like a Dark Worm and a Bystial, you make Heavenly Spheres, and then rather than just searching with Beyond the Pendulum, extending and getting Nibiru'd, you make Heretic Seal as the third summon, and then you Pendulum summon like your Magician and your Dark Worm. Your Magician will search the trap. So when you have these two together to make the Zark, and then you just have these two on its own, and that's within 4 summons, since Pendulum summoning is considered 1 summon. So you have these two, let's say it's your opponent's turn, you bounce with this, and you special your Light Worm. Light Worm will add back whatever was in the extra deck, could have been your Gate Magician if you already made Zark, etc. And then these two can quick synchro into your Clear Wing, which is an additional Raigeki. So I thought going turns 2 and 3 was really good for Heretic Seal. And plus, you get a search. You can also end on Heretic Seal. If you were to tag out, you can make Dark Worm, search as your Magician. These cards really loop amongst each other, so I thought that was a great addition, having this in here. Next, we have 2 XCs. We have Absolute and XYZ Dragon. Absolute's pretty standard. It makes Vortex. XYZ Dragon, it's to send off of to make your Zark, but it is, you can make it in this deck. I've made it maybe about once, but it's not too handy. Next is the Synchros, Clear Wing Synchro Dragon, Clear Wing Spring King, Boreal Savage, and Barone. Barone you can make with the Bystials and with Light Worm. Boreal Savage is a great rank 8, which you can make in this deck. Same goes with the Clear Wing, as I mentioned. You can make it on your opponent's turn to Raigeki their board. And then the only card I don't go into in this extra deck is the Synchro Dragon. Only because not only that I can't make it, but it's mainly because I can't make it, and then that's what I send off of the Gate Magician to the grave to special summon. So that's what it's mainly there for. And then finally is the fusions, Starving Venom Fusion Dragon, Odd Eyes Vortex, and the Zark, of course. If you're into this deck, you know why you play Zark. Zark destroys everything on the board. All monsters your opponent controls can't be destroyed by card effects, can't be targeted by card effects. It just sits there. It's a big old 4,000 body. Vortex is what you make off of Absolutes and the Gate. It's pretty standard in a lot of Pendulum decks. And then Fusion Dragons, the Starving Venom is the other one I don't make, but I do side Super Poly. It's an okay card. It doesn't really, Super Poly's not too great in this format, but at least I can still make the Starving Venom if I need to in the extra deck. But again, it's meant to be sent off of the trap. So that's it for the deck profile. I can show you, the combos aren't very linear with this deck, but there are some like 2-3 card combos that are kind of standard. And yeah, I'll show you them here. I have a 3 card combo. This is Lubellion, Odd Eyes Revolution, and Dragon Shrine. You can kind of mix and match the combo if you have like Dark Worm and Chaos Space, and like maybe Dark Worm, Chaos Space, Dragon Shrine. Like you can, there's a lot of different opportunities of changing the combo around, but this is the main combo I'll show here. Let's just say we have 2 other random cards. You start with Dragon Shrine. So normally you just send your Dark Worm, but I like to start with sending Odd Eyes Arc Pendulum because I'll show you what we'll be doing next. We'll be drawing a bunch. So add Dark Worm effect from grave, special summon itself, then effect to search. So you search for the Spring King Gate Magician. Next, it doesn't matter what order you do this, but next I will go with the Odd Eyes Revolution Dragon, pitch itself, to search the Light Worm. You have to search Light Worm because you need that high scale. Next we go Bystial Lubellion, send it to get Magnemut. Next we use Magnemut's effect. We can banish the Odd Eyes Revolution Dragon. Must be that specifically, and then effect to search on the end phase. Next we go Lubellion and Grave, tribute the Magnemut to use special summon. Next we go Lubellion effect to place the branded Regained. So we have these 4 cards in hand. We will link these 2 off into your Beyond the Pendulum. And Beyond the Pendulum will search. This is where you search for your Chaos Emperor. Next, we just have 2 scales, Chaos Emperor and Light Worm. We won't be scaling Spring King Gate Magician here for a specific reason, but we'll be Pendulum summoning the Spring King Gate Magician and the Dark Worm from the extra deck Your Gate Magician will search for your trap. Next, we use Chaos Emperor. We destroy itself to add back your Odd Eyes Revolution Dragon. And from here, you can use your Odd Eyes Revolution if you want to search for a, drag for a Dark Worm or a Light Worm. I like to keep it because you can use its scale effect as well to bring back something from your graveyard that's like a Dragon Fusion Synchro XYZ if you have one in there, if you extend for one later. So I'll just keep it in the hand for now. Next, we go Beyond the Pendulum and Dark Worm for Exceed the Pendulum. Exceed the Pendulum will add back your Dark Worm. Next, we can go Chaos Emperor from the extra deck. We can banish the Lubellion and the Beyond the Pendulum, which is a light and a dark, to special summon, and then Branded Regain will activate. We can put the Bystial Lubellion at the bottom and draw a card. And then next we can go Exceed the Pendulum and the Chaos Emperor back under the deck, and we can go into Apollousa. So this does get hurt by Nibiru. Also, if you want, you can put the Spring King Dragon Dark Worm in the scale if you want to like special summon. There's a lot of different extension you can do, but this is kind of just the bread and butter combo. You end with the trap set on the field, and you have the regained for next turn. And then at the end phase, you search off of the Bystial. I search for Druid Swarm, you can search for whatever dragon you need, but you end on 6 cards in hand. 3 of them, your opponent might know what it is. It's the Revolution, the card you added back off of Exceed, and the Bystial, the dragon, whatever you search, and then 3 other random cards. So you have 6 cards in hand. They could possibly be hand traps. You have the Gate Magician that could be tributed off of the Soul to make Zark. And you have 2 negates with Apollousa. And you also have the Branded Regain to special out your Magnemite or even your Druid Swarm or whatever you need to bring out later. So it plays a lot on your opponent's turn. You can draw again on your opponent's turn. There's a lot of different things you can do. And you still have your hand for next turn as well with the normal summon of Dark Worm to get your Gate Magician. Put it in the scale to make Gate 0. You have Odd Eyes Revolution. You have a lot of different options. So that's just with 3 cards there. You don't go into your extra deck too much as well. You only went into 3 spots there. And as I said in the original, you can even, if let's say you had that combo, let's just say you had like, I don't know, like Dark Worm and like another, let's say you had like Revolution, right? And maybe Magnemite with like, here we go, with like the 3 hand traps. You can go like, if you want to keep yourself safe from Nibiru, you can go like Revolution Dragon, Dark Worm, normal, add your Gate Magician, and then Magnemite or whatever Bystial you have. Let's say it's a bad Bystial that, Magnemite's just a 1-of, so like Druid Swarm into that, and then you go these 2 into Seals, and then you can just sit on like the Seals. So there's a lot of different things you can do. It doesn't look strong, but what makes this deck strong is that you're constantly adding off of Dark Worm or off of Gate Magician, which is why I played the 2 Wings of Light. And you do have a lot of hand traps for going second. You have the Bystials, you have Regained, which Regained draws your card every turn, which specials Bystials every turn. You're constantly adding and drawing, both on your turn and your opponent's turn. So you just constantly have that card advantage. So definitely give this deck a try. This deck is a lot of fun. Been doing well with it. Gonna keep playing it even through the new format. Might change some things up. Bystials might not be as strong as they were this format, on this coming format in January. So we'll just see what comes up. Maybe I'll go back to the Magician build. If I do, I'll do a deck profile. But yeah, like the video, comment, let me know your thoughts. Hope you enjoy it. Thank you.